Hello everyone and welcome to the KMTRADERS channel. This is the third volume of the full market analysis. So really we're not looking too much in terms of switching. We have one pair that we're looking to post another video for this trading week. So that's the pound to the Canadian dollar. But we have a lot of setups to go over. So this one might be a bit lengthy, but if you stick in and actually try draw these zones into your own charts, and you can actually get in before we actually make these analysis videos, like 2 minutes ones that we post. So this kind of gives you a heads up of what we're looking at and where we need to go in the market in order for us to violate and switch and look for another type of sell or buy, really. So for each of the pairs. So I'm just going to start off with GBPUSD. So looking at the week and the current trend, we are still bullish here. In order for me to consider looking at a sell, I will be looking for a violation below this level. So this is at 1.212 to 1.217, and what we'll be looking for again is that push to the downside, the pullback, and if we can get that entry around this area and aim to short and potentially touch as low as 1.14. This obviously depends upon the pound weakness, but the main thing that we should be looking at is that last week we had the NFP, so that shaked a lot of things around. We do have a lot of prices that are near our zones, if you notice, and it's only going to take a few more hours to kind of violate them, so we could be looking at a lot of changes more in the week. So that's why we're not looking too much to post for tomorrow or for today. So looking at our next pair, GBPCHF, so Swiss franc. So as you can see here, as I was saying, like we don't have to have a lot of room in order for this trend to continue. So if we do get a break below this area and then a pullback and then push the downside, we'll be looking for a short. So this is what I mean. There's not a lot of space between current price action and what we need to see in order for us to sell this, as this is currently moving up still. If price goes below this zone, then we are looking to sell. Okay, so this is at 1.190599 to 1.195928. Okay, so again, it's more likely that tomorrow, unless this continues to the upside, then we'll obviously update and everything. But for now, if we do close below this, we are looking to short. Looking at GA, not too much here. Still the same price action as from last week. We are just waiting for a violation above this zone or this zone. So just to refresh here, it's at 2.06 to 2.07, and at the bottom, that's if we do go here, it's at 1.952 to 1.964. Okay. So just waiting, we just have to stay patient with this. Again, this is a very choppy pair to watch. Looking on to our next one, GBPJPY. So again, not a lot of breathing room here, but essentially we're looking to violate this zone here. So this is at 1.131.847 to 132.381. Okay, so looking for that pull to the downside, pull back and push to the downside again. This is if we're looking to sell, but current momentum is to the upside, so it really does depend upon market open tonight and for tomorrow morning on the Monday. So just keep an eye out on that zone. And obviously with all of these pairs, when they do switch around, we're already posting this video on the end of the trading day. So essentially, if you're unsure if it's actually violated, just check on our channel and we'll post the video accordingly to the pair, and again, that'll give you a bit more confidence. But then again, it's just about making you feel more comfortable with our strategy and developing your own sort of awareness around the market. So this is a big heads up for everyone, hence why we're starting this series to do them on the weekend. Okay, so looking at EURGBP, majority of the trend is to the downside. In order for us to consider to buy, we have to violate this zone. So this would be at 0.88399 to 0.88624. and again same thing, push to the upside, the pullback, and push again to the upside. So a few confluences here, just the downtrend, breaking up of the downtrend, and then retesting of on the touch before we get the push to the upside. So that's another strategy on the trend lines, but this all comes in together with the zones. Okay, so it's all, you're more likely to have a winning trade if you have more confluences behind your actual trade. Okay, so looking at gold, a lot of pushes and a lot of changes with our decision over the last few days, but we are still looking to buy. The overall momentum is slowly pushing up. It really just depends again on market open and if we are violating this zone here. So this is at 1594 to 1602. If we're looking to short, we have to find a push to the downside here, full closure before we find a pullback, and then a big push to the downside, and then that's where we would be considering to get a sell. Again, all really due to market open, but just keep the zones in on your charts and it will give you a bit more leeway before we actually put the videos out for you guys as well. So Euro USD push to the downside. We are looking still short this. Current momentum is to the downside, aiming towards 1.06 again. But if we do look for a possible buy, it would be in violation of this zone. So this is at 1.085 to 1.088. Again, push to the upside, and then the pullback, and again push. So it's a very repetitive thing, which I hope you are noticing here, because this isn't meant to be very complicated. This is meant to give you the best simplified videos and method for you all, so that you can effectively learn from these videos, and trade on your own 2 feet really. So hence why there is a lot of repetition in this. So all you need to do is just know what to look out for, where to enter, and should be very good a good way for you guys to learn and eventually profit on your own 2 feet. Okay, but yeah, so we're just waiting for market open, but if we do get a closure above this zone, we will be looking for the pullback, and then again the retest, and then the push to the upside, and that will give you a good entry. Aussie dollar to the US dollar, again the push to the upside following a break to the downside. We'll be looking to violate this, so current momentum is to the downside, looking selling. There is a few selling pressures here, but I feel like this is a very weak pair right now, just with all the fundamentals out there. But I never trade the news, only purely technical analysis. Okay, so this is for us to look for a buy, we are looking at 0.60781, 0.61035. So just looking at a big push to the upside here, following the pullback and the push to the upside again. Yeah, really that is that. And in terms of target, we'll be pushing around here. Again, in terms of long-term target, because that's what we aim for, we try and extend the highest possible point from the structure high or structure low if we're selling. But this, because we're buying, we're looking for structure high. This is a very long-term move. That's only if we don't break along the way. So price has to move very strong in order to get to those targets. Okay. Looking at New Zealand dollar to the US dollar, push to the downside, we are looking bearish. In order for us to consider a buy, we are looking at this zone here, so 0.59066, 0.59308. Again, you guessed it, push to the upside, the pullback, and push to the upside. Sorry, I'll redraw that. So yeah, again, push to the upside, pullback, and then push again to the upside, and that will give us a strong confirmation that we are pushing upwards. Okay, so I like to only keep two trend lines in, just to keep the visuals very simple and clean. If I was to scroll back all the way here and keep drawing all the trend lines in, it would get very confusing. It would distract you from paying attention to what you're seeing right as of now, because in the harsh reality of back testing, looking at previous price action, it doesn't actually help you at all. It only helps you if you're looking at opportunities and the reasons why you're getting into a trade. Every time we're trading, every condition is different, right? So you don't want to try and force trades from the previous data that you've got here, because you can see this data. If you was to back test this, or let's do a breakout strategy here, or so you got a breakout, you're gonna push down, eventually, it's not going to work out at some point, because you're in the future, because you're already forcing the trade and you're already pre-analyzing where it's going to go down, because but it's all about looking at it in time and predicting the likelihood of where things can go. So just try focus on making your charts cleaner, and avoid all the mess with drawings. Just try keep it very simple and neat. That's what I try to aim for. Okay. So yeah, so let's put these back on. Sorry, I've blocked the EMAs on the charts, but yeah, the EMAs that I have and the RSI, they're just for bias. So they give you the indication of roughly where we're looking to go, but I never take them with the full ideology that I'm looking to sell or buy. So if you understand about the EMA's switch over strategy, so for example, the EMAs, when they switch over, you look to buy, and when you're switching over again, you're looking to sell. Yeah. So sometimes they don't actually work, and for example here, you would have bought here, and that you would have lost out money, because you would have bought here, and the EMAs are actually behind in the real price market. So what I tend to do is just keep them focused on the actual price, and just stay patient with it, really. So again, just looking at exactly what we can see, nothing too complicated about trading at all. Keep it very simple. There's no need to push and do all these fancy work, really. So just keep that into perspective for yourself. Okay, so moving on to Euro New Zealand dollar. Again, same thing here. We're looking for that push to the downside. We are breaking it very slowly. We just have to stay patient with this pair. So no new movement here. US dollar to the Japanese yen. Coming to our zone that we drew from last time. All we have to do is just stay patient and see if we can push to the high, and wait for that closure, and again push to the upside. Very close to it. I think the NFP pushed this quite fairly up. So we could start to see some US dollar strengthening. If I just draw a trend line here, you can see it more visually. But yeah, so I'm looking more on a push to the upside if we do get a closure up above that zone. Sorry, I'll just repeat that level. Sorry, this is at 108.422 to 108.701. Okay, so looking at Canadian dollar to Japanese yen, no real movement again on this pair. I think all the Japanese yen's pairs are quite slow for now. They're all taking their choppy ranging motion right now. So just have to stay patient and look for a push to the upside here. And this zone is between 78.176 to 78.799. So remember, you want to be drawing these in, and if price comes down to the lower side, it's at 73.737 to 74.225. Okay, so big push is required here. If we do get this push to the downside, we are looking for a big move to the downside further. So hopefully we can get in on those last few pairs now. So just to keep that in perspective. So again, this pair is very choppy still. Just paying attention to this support here, because it's most likely that we'll come to this side and find a violation. But it's at 116.084 to 116.496. Push to the downside, pull back, again push to the downside. And you can actually draw an intermediate line here. So if we start to come back to this into this range bound here, we'll be looking for long-term moves to the downside. Okay, New Zealand dollar to the Japanese yen. Oops. Again, a lot of patience is required here. You can see how our range is very far away. So if we talk about bottom one, so it's at 59.528 to 59.895. Push to the downside. Oh, sorry. A push to the downside, pull back, and again push. And again from the upside, the up momentum. Remember, this is a buying zone and this is a selling zone. This is at 66.427 to 66.726. Again, push upside, pull back, and again push to the upside. So keeping this very simple for all these Japanese pairs. Just a lot of indecision here amongst the whole pairs. In regards to Aussie dollar to the Japanese yen, again, the zones are still the exact same, no real change here, except I drew this one in here. This is if we are looking to sell, but for this zone here, just to give you a refresh, so this is at 67.195 to 67.177, 67.771. Again, push to the upside, pull back, and again, push to the upside. If we are looking for a sell, we are looking at this region here, 62.768 to 63.315, and again push to the downside, pull back, and push again further to the downside. And we'll be aiming for a short-term or long-term target of 59. That's if we get to down here. Moving on to our last few pairs. So one more pair after this. So US dollar to the Swiss franc. Again, pushing up to the upside. In terms of a selling momentum or sell order, we'll be looking at 0.96444 to 0.96632. So yeah, again, push the downside, pull back, and the push again, and target range would be 0.949. So again, as we can see, if we just draw a short momentum of our trend line, we can see we could be potentially pulling back, but momentum for this pair is currently to the upside, so we'll just have to stay patient with this one. Finally, for the end of this video, EURCAD. No real big movement here. Was anticipating a push to the upside, but we never got that. So as we are currently here, we are looking to sell at this point if we go lower, and this is at 1.52053 to 1.53113. Again, push to the downside, the pullback, and again the overextended push to the downside. So just carry on staying patient with these pairs. And again, we are just really staying patient. The method is a very long-term approach, but as you can start to see, some pairs are very close to switching over, and we only have actually one video to put out in terms of looking to sell or buy, and that is with the pound to the Canadian dollar, I believe. So we'll post that after this video. But I do think that in this week we'll have a lot of pairs switching over midweek, and it's just about getting into those pairs earlier, and if we get into those, we can hold that move to the downside or to the upside as much as we can, and approach our long-term goals. So our method is a very a long-term method, and it exposes less of your capital. You trade less, but if they do win, then your rewards are higher, and it only takes one trade to wipe out all of your losses, essentially. So yeah, so like I said, there's a lot of patience with this. If you actually start to draw these zones into your own charts and wait for the market to get into these regions, try not to have that sense of fear of missing out. FOMO is a big thing, and the other thing that kind of hurts traders is over trading and over risking on your trades. When you start to incorporate those two ideologies into your trading, over trading and the fear of missing out, your emotions get into play here, and then what happens is you'll perform at not the best of your own ability into relation to this strategy. So again, it's just all about staying patient and waiting for the market to turn over. And like I said, markets are very close to switching over, and and again, we'll obviously update all of the pairs that we believe or that we are looking to get into. So you don't need to worry about that at all. We'll obviously post those up for you if you're still not too confident in this method. But yeah, the idea of all these videos that we do is to give you the heads up and learn the strategy for yourself so that you can then push yourself in and hopefully get better results for you in your own trading success. Okay, so pretty much that's all about it that I got for this video. Keeping it 20 minutes, so not too bad. But I am taking on some trading members, so we do have access to a trading group. If you do make it all the way to the end, much appreciate it. But yeah, we do have a trading group that we put all of our analysis and our signals in. If you are interested in that, make sure you follow my Instagram and drop me a message of interest. I'm happy to help anyone, even if you are abroad or outside of the UK. We can work something out. But yeah, if you do have any other questions besides becoming in the trading group, or if you want to ask anything about the video, just drop me a message on my Instagram. Happy to help anyone. Literally, I've got a lot of time on my hands, so happy to help anyone at all with any questions. Okay, so finally, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.